Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And I am coming to you with my review of 90 Day Fiance, Season 4, Episode 3, Risky Business. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for joining the family. And to all of my nieces and nephews who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. And thank you so much to the members of Auntie's Advice. Okay. If I had to rate this episode of 90 Day Fiance, I would rate it a C. There were some good things about it and some things that I just got kind of yarned about. We're going to go ahead and get into this review. The first couple that I would like to talk about is the YouTuber and her girlfriend. She is so insignificant to me that I can't even remember her name. I think of the bitch named Stephanie. She's just like really insignificant. And I think that her whole entire storyline is fake. Yep, I said it. I think it's fake. I saw, what's his name? Sanders on there, and I just think her storyline is fake. I don't believe that she's bisexual. I don't believe that she's in love with this girl. I don't believe that she hasn't told her family the truth about going to Australia. I think that she's going there maybe to do so we meet her, and she is talking about the disease that she has, where she said basically, you know, she has a disease of the bone marrow. And she talks about, you know, how she really, you know, has a compromised autoimmune system because of it, and how she can't go out the house and things like that. And so, you know, we're listening to her, and we're looking at her, but we see her outside playing tennis. Bitch. Okay. I mean, tennis is an outdoor sport. I know that they have tennis bubbles, but that is an outdoor sport. So if everything that she is saying is true, then why in the world would she play something like tennis? But okay, I digress. We're going to move on. And she's out there, and she's telling her friends how she has not come out to her mother. She said that the two of them, you know, are really, really close. But she can't come out to her mother. She's never told her mother that she was bisexual. She indicated that she's had trouble in many of her relationships and everything. And so she met this young lady online, and the young lady is, you know, one of those kind of girls that live on the edge. She's extremely beautiful, but, you know, she has that edge to her. And she is going to fly across the world to see her, and at this point she's going to tell her mom about it. And she has the family over, and they're going back and forth about whether or not she should be going and why the girl can't come here. She basically doesn't give her family any answers, and that is probably why the rating for this particular episode is as low as it is, because we just not here for the shenanigans of it all. I'm sure that many of the YouTubers have gone out to find out, you know, what is really going on with sis. But, like, I am so not convinced. I'm just not convinced. And I, you know, like, I'm not into her. The next person that we're going to talk about is Yolanda. Yolanda, we saw Yolanda last week when she was talking to Williams and trying to get Williams to give her an airport so that she can fly into, because she wants to go and meet her sweetheart. We have already discovered that she is being catfished and that the photos that she has of him is not really him, but it is a model, a male model. And so, you know, she was sitting down with her daughter because her daughter's going to be flying to meet Williams with her. And she, you know, is trying to get in contact with him. She goes to a one of those like smoothie places, and she orders a smoothie, and she tells us that she had some she's been very excited. This is the love of her life, and she's had some apprehensions about it, because when she asked him about the airport, he wasn't able to give her the proper name of the airport. And so she's a bit suspicious, but she says that she has been alone so long. She was 300 pounds. And so because she was 300 pounds and alone so long, she is just going for anything and anybody. Of course, we know she has met him on social media, on Instagram, because she, you know, was basically doing a documentary or documenting her weight loss on Instagram, and this is where he hit her up at. And so, you know, we see her trying to make multiple phone calls to Williams because at this point he's not answering any of her phone calls, and when he does answer her calls, he picks it up real quick and hangs the mofo phone up on her. So I don't know why she is not being discouraged. We see the film crew come in and they are miking her and everything, and she shows them that Williams has changed the name on his Instagram. She says that he still kept the same profile, but he has changed the name, and she doesn't understand why Williams has done this. Like, she has no idea why this mofo did this. One of the things that I notice about many of these women is that they have very low self-esteem. They don't believe that they're beautiful. They don't believe that they're really worthy of love. And I think that that is what is drawing them to these no good for nothing men. Like, really. Because if you had self-confidence, you would not be going through the things that you're going through, both mentally and emotionally, because of, you know, maybe the possible rejection of some man. Like, for real, it is what it is. You can go on about your business, do what you got to do with the whoop whoop and the boo boo boo, and I don't give a damn about it. I mean, like, really, I would not care about any of that, because I know that, you know, another bus is coming. All right, and this is not the end of the world. If it doesn't work out with you, you know what I do? I get back on a horse and I try all over again. But these women are very, very insecure, and I think that this is why they're being captivated by these men, because online they're saying all the things that they want them to say. They're sitting up late at night with them, you know, which is early in the morning for some of them, and they're just giving them a whole bunch of pipe dreams, and these things are not going to amount to anything. There's a video that I did, I believe it was last week, where we discussed Yolanda's catfish, and he was being interviewed frauded by TLC on Instagram. And, you know, this young man said that he was into her, and he told her that the gentleman that she was talking to, that she was possibly being frauded, and she, you know, rejected him, and he appeared to be really in love with her. He indicated that he really didn't know Michael, but he had heard about him, you know, based on his Angela's visits and TLC coming to Nairobi. I mean, not Nairobi, they're in Lagos. And so, you know, you don't really know whether or not these people are in it to win it, or if they're really in this thing as a Yahoo boy, as we discovered last week. But Yolanda is old enough. Well, she should be old enough, and she should be wise enough to know when she is being tricked, bamboozled, hoodwinked, and she just seems like she doesn't. Again, she's another person who brought the ratings down on the show, because I just absolutely can't get with her story. I don't believe her story, and it just it just is what it is out here on these YouTube streets. Okay, it's like, really, for real. Avery. Avery is in love with Ash. Ash is a relationship expert. I guess he's a relationship expert to the women, okay? Because he says that most of his clients are women because he can't, men don't listen to him, okay? They don't want to have anything to do with his ass, basically, okay? So, he says that women are willing to listen. They're desperate, basically, is what he's saying. They're desperate for love. And so, they take his advice. We see him sitting there Skyping with a woman, and she giggling the whole time, and he's telling her how intelligent she is. And I'm just like, okay, is it me? Is it me, or does she just seem like a dick? I mean, you know what I mean? So, I just don't understand. Avery, of course, we all know that she has 2 children, and she has made a decision that she is going to fly across the world to meet a man who is a relationship counselor or sex expert or whatever he is. But yet she's insecure about him. She doesn't know whether or not he's saying these things to her because he is trying to get at her or get at the United States. She doesn't have any understanding. She believes that he may be just saying the right things to her because he is an expert, that he knows all the right things to say. So we see her with her adorable son. Adorable son. Now, she's a single mother of 2. The other child is not filming, and it's probably because, the parents said that he not filming. And so we see her, leaving her son and everything and having to make a decision to leave him for such a long time. And I'm saying, why are these women, just so ready to walk away from their children for these long distance relationships? Like, I don't have an understanding about it, but she's made a decision that she's going to go and see him. In the meantime and in between time, we are over in Outback, bitch, and we are watching him as he sits in the water and meditates. He says that the ripples and everything and the fart bubbles that come up in the water, he's one with them. This is the way that he meditates in the morning, by going out and sitting in the water. And we see that he tells us that he didn't have a problem with the ladies. And he has just, stupid look on his face. And we're just like for real. And so he goes to a flower shop. And one of the owner of the flower shop knows him by his first, middle, and his last name. He knows his social security number, his date of birth. He knows the numbers on his passport and some more stuff. He knows him. He said that he is his best customer because he is always sending flowers out to the women. Now Ash says that the reason why he does it is because, women love flowers. What woman doesn't love flowers? Okay. He said that they love flowers, and so, this is his thing. This is what he does. And I'm sure that he has, you know what? So, the gentleman asked him, who's he sending these flowers to this week. And he says he's, has a visitor coming and everything. He tells him that she's from the United States. And, the guy's like, oh, okay, At this point, he's just a floral guy. He's going to make sure that he gets his flowers, and he's going to charge him $9.99 plus tax. It doesn't make a difference to him who he's giving it to and who he's not. And, he had mentioned in this particular episode that he has had his own share of heartbreak, that he was married to a woman. And out of that relationship came a son, and that the 2 of them, decided to split up, and now he, is really having a hard time because he's gone into single dad status, and he doesn't see his child as much. I'm a little bit intrigued with this particular couple. I don't know. I'm just a little bit intrigued by this couple. So we'll see how they work out. But for right now, I just felt like this episode was a filler episode or informational session. To just kind of, bring in these new people. I do believe it's just too many couples, but we're going to manage to keep up with it and probably go all summer long before we get anything else. I don't know. But I just felt like it was an informational session for us, and we still haven't gotten into the nitty and the gritty of the relationships, which is where I am ready to be. I am totally ready to be into the weeds of the damn thing. I want to see some people scuffling and fussing and fighting and, acting ignorant and slamming doors and, all that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff that I have been waiting for. But again, we are only at episode 3, and so we're going to go with it. The next person that I want to talk about is Darcey. Darcey, of course, is still going through this relationship with Tom. She and Tom have not talked to each other. And Tom has, made a phone call to Darcey and told Darcey that he is going to be coming, to New York, for business. And so Darcey is on the phone with Tom, and she really doesn't, she's like, well, why are you going to come here? And so Tom is like, because I want to, talk with you. And she was like, look, if you're going to do what Jesse and come here to break up with me, there's no need for you to even do that. You can do that on the phone. But Tom convinces her that he is going to come here and not talk about breaking up with her. And so, of course, the next time that we see Darcey's ass is in the gym. She's lifting barbells and everything, and she's running on a treadmill for her life. Looking all stuffed in her clothes and everything. Hair's all awry, and she just looks a blown up doll. Like, she looks like a blow up sex doll. I mean, if they have a definition for blow-up sex doll, Darcey is sitting in y'all don't hear me out there. Y'all don't hear me out there. I can't. I'm trying to keep myself together. Darcey is a hot tail mess. And she's at the gym. It looked like she was in there every bit of 15 minutes. She is running on the treadmill for her life. Okay, she got on the treadmill. She hit that button. Beep, 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 beep. I mean, and I'm like, okay, Darcey, go ahead on the, Darcey didn't even bust a sweat before the next thing we know, Darcey is outside in the car with Stacy. And so Darcey has discovered that Stacy gave her a picture of Tom with another woman. She said at the same location and the same places where he took me. She said the young lady was sitting up between Tom's legs. And she was. She was enjoying the bliss of it all. I simply think that the lady was a little sleepy and she needed to lay back on his pillow of a stomach. She needed to rest. They had walked, from work, and they were on their way back home. But then again, this could be the new love interest of Tom's, because as we remember, Tom's sister last season told us that Tom has multiple women that he dates, and Darcey would never be able to lock him down. So Darcey is upset about it, and Stacy, in the normal Stacy's behavior, is telling Darcey, you need to just get rid of him. There's no need for you to be in this relationship with him anymore. Did he ever care for you? She said, I'm tromping all over the world, and he was tromping. And I noticed that Darcey said, on my dime. And I'm sitting up there thinking to myself, Darcey, why would you ever fund somebody's vacation? Why would you ever fund somebody's trip? Why would you fund anything you're a woman? Let him fund it. Now, I know that, we can't go into the old-timey stuff and just say, that a man is responsible for paying for dinner and he has to pay for this and he has to pay for that. But damn it, I'm old school. And so I don't believe in, I believe in giving gifts now. Don't get it twisted. But I don't believe in funding your life or funding your experiences or funding trips and excursions. Like, I don't see me ever funding something like that. And this is probably why he has had any interest in her at all. Because maybe she has been. Stacy needs to mind her business. She's too involved in Darcey's business. Darcey needs to learn some things on her own. I understand that Darcey has a new love interest. Maybe that will make us interested in Darcey. But at this point, I think the Darcey train has gone on too long. I believe that there was an expiration date on it, and that was like 15 seasons ago. I am absolutely tired of seeing Darcey. I don't know about y'all, but I am. It's played out. It's irrelevant. It's just, ugh. Please stop it with the Darcey. I think that we have other couples. I don't know if there's a you know what? I ain't even gonna go there. But in other news, I wanted to let you all know that on Instagram, we all discovered today that Nicole has been reunited with Usman. She has posted a picture to Instagram showing the two of them together recently. I guess it was today or either yesterday. But she is absolutely back in the unloving arms of Usman. I don't know if she got her income tax money. And she's out there, you know, and he's spending that income tax money or what. But we did see a picture posted to Instagram today of Darcey and, Nicole and Usman's reunion. So, I didn't see any TV cameras. But you better bet they probably around the corner. I'm sure we'll be still getting a little piece of Nicole in an upcoming episode. Unfortunately. The next couple that I wanted to talk about is Geoffrey and Varya. Now, I told you all that I will be doing limited reviews on him. I know that there's a petition out there to get TLC to pull back the videos and take him off the show and, you know, do some, don't bet on it, okay? It's on change.org. I've never seen change.org change anything.com, okay? I give everybody an A for doing it, but I just don't see TLC pulling that back. And nor do I think it is their responsibility to pull that back. It's a lot of these mofos that we have discovered have criminal records. I mean, hell, most of us look at Love After Lockup. It's a guarantee that somebody got a criminal record on there. Yes, I do believe that he is the scum of the earth, and I don't condone anything that he has done. But at this point, he's on the show, okay? And I don't really believe that there's anything that we're going to be able to do in this early part of the season to get rid of him. We would have had to discover this before it aired and then had a huge public outcry about it. But anyway, we see Geoffrey's sons, you know, seeing their dad off at the, you know, at the home because he is going over to Moscow to be with Varya. And he is 41 and I believe she's 30 years old. I think there's a 9-year difference between the two of them. He said that he has had a rough life, and because of his rough life, this relationship has to work out for him. And so we are like, okay. The sons believe that, you know, this young lady intentions are not pure and that she is coming over here to, you know, be with her, you know, to get her green card, or there could be something else sour in the milk. They're not really sure. But he's excited to go and see her. But when he gets off of the plane, and Varya is there, he is a cold bastard, okay? He's cold. He's not, he doesn't have a good aura. I mean, like she said that when he hugged her, she felt like she was hugging her dad. She said, well, why are you giving me this daddy hug? And he couldn't understand what she meant by a daddy hug. And so, you know, we see that there's there's awkwardness between the two of them. They're both uncomfortable, and they both articulated that they were uncomfortable. I say, girl, you in danger. You in danger, and you can really see that this guy is not wired correctly. Like there's really something that's off with him. He has a lot of deep, dark secrets because she asked him, you know, about his relationship with his previous wife and why things did not work out with them. And he would not answer the question. She also asked him, you know, why did you not tell me that you had 3 children? And he said, I did not tell you that I had 3 children. You didn't ask me and I didn't tell. And he gave the excuse of, I wanted to make sure that this was a viable relationship and this was a good relationship and that we were going to go somewhere before I told you about my children. But she says there's a lot of things about him that I don't know. So she gets into the car with him. They're extremely awkward. She wants to hold his hand. She doesn't want to hold his hand. He's looking at her all crazy. And she goes and she tells him that her girlfriends told her that, she should not stay with him. And so, you can see that he is sitting there just trying to maintain. Oh my God, like he was so trying to maintain his temper and not go off on her or just like really, like you could see, like when she told him, like his whole body shifted. Girl, you in danger, Varya. Varya. Like this mofo looked like he would snap at any given moment. And she's feeling awkward around him and she's feeling something. She just doesn't know what it is. But she's wise enough to know that she does not know enough about him. She's wise enough to know that. But girl, I'm trying to tell you, you are in danger. Allegedly. This mofo talked about how he lost his son and how, that's going to haunt him for the rest of his life. I feel a dark cloud coming over me. I don't know if you all feel it, but you could just feel like the energy in the room just talking about him. Just throws you off because his eyes communicate. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Like, and I'm not talking about the I'm gonna get you, sucker with the stacked heels with the fish tank in it. I'm talking about the I'm gonna get you, sucker with the Jason with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I need to take a drink. The next couple that I want to talk about is our boy Ed. Ed is on his way to the Philippines to meet his Rosemarie. And he is excited. He is standing at the airport. He has finally landed. And he is at the airport. He said he's hot and stinky. He's sweating. He looked like it too, didn't he, y'all? So Ed is out there hot and sweaty and he is waiting on her to come. In the meantime and in between time, they show us Rosemarie. Rosemarie lives with her sister in the back of a store that her sister owns down to the market. Okay, down to the market. So we see their living conditions. She says, we don't have a toilet. We don't have a bathroom. They are sleeping on comforters, bitch. Like they are really like poor. Like poor. She says that when the mother passed away, she moved in with her sister. Her sister is like a second mother to her. They both have children, okay? She has her little son and she calls him Prince. And she said that he calls Ed King and Daddy because she wants Ed to take care of her little boy. She doesn't give a damn if he come out there looking like a thumb. Well, he does already look like a thumb, but a real thumb, like with a fingernail on it and everything. She says she don't give a damn. She wants to get out of poverty. She said that she wants Ed to give her 2 children because she wants to make sure that she has the insurance policy, boo, an American one. So Ed is at the airport and he is waiting on her. already now he's been waiting about 30 minutes, and then they flash us back. And we see her go and have a conversation with her father. She is telling her father, about the relationship with Ed, and that, age doesn't make a difference. Age doesn't matter. And the dad is like, I want him to respect my daughter. And I'm saying, well, Dad, why doesn't she live with you? Why aren't you helping the two of them? The sister has already hit Ed up and asked him for some money to help her with paying the mortgage for that little building down to the market that they live in. It is a sad state of affairs, even to see the son and the food that she's giving the son. And you think about all the food that you waste and you throw in the trash and you just leave at the diner when you get up. Like it really snaps you back to reality, but only for a second, because when we have a relationship with Ed, everything else just goes blank in your life, bitch. As I told you all before, I'm in love with Ed. Ed is my knight in shining armor. He's the man that I've always... He's the man that I've always dreamed of having in my life. Like, Ed is a hottie, okay? And Ed can get it, all right? Ed me up. So Ed at this point, is at the airport. He's been waiting 45 minutes. And at this point now, he's feeling like, what? She just may not show. I don't know if she's going to show or not. And if she doesn't show, it'll be a disaster. And I'll never be able to find love again. And so around the corner, we see Rosemarie in her fiery red fuckum dress, okay? She runs around the corner and Ed sees her and scuffs his little feet and runs on over to her and everything, and they're hugging and he's excited and she's like, what the hell did I just get myself into? Okay. So they're hugging one another and everything, and Ed is like, y'all notice my hair? My hair is back in homage to Ed. Did y'all notice the hair? Did y'all notice? Homage. See, y'all gotta pick up on the little subtle things that your auntie get for you. Because see, what I want to do is give you a little like. Y'all see that? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Bitch, I'm gonna die. Do y'all hear me? I'm gonna die. Ed was extremely happy to see his girlfriend, Rosemarie, came around that corner. He told me, you like what you see? Ed said, I'm a little, he said, what you think? Am I what you thought? She said, He fine. He fine. He short. He like that. He said, do you like what you see? She said, yeah, you sexy always. Always, you sexy, you hot. Yeah, you'll do for me. Because it ain't you that I want, it's your papers, boo. It's them Benjamins, them Abraham Lincolns you got up in your pocket. Them the mofos that I care about them grants. You understand? I don't care about it, you don't understand. I care about what you got up in your American pocket. pocket, boo. All right? So Ed is excited and everything, and he's like, am I what you expected? She said, well, I thought you was going to be a little bit taller. He said, yeah, well, I lied because I figured if I told you that we were at least the same height, that, you would find me more attractive and you wouldn't dump my ass. So, Ed spins around and everything, because he wanted to see, how you on the little kiddie playground and you spin your ass around, so you can see whether or not you taller than the other person. So, he going like this, you know what I'm saying? And really, the difference was like that, okay, on that ass. But Ed said, it's just a little bit. I'm just a little bit shorter than you. She said, but yeah, you ain't that much, you a whole lot rounder than me, motherfucker. So, Ed is excited and he's happy and everything, and she's happy. So he goes outside with hold on, let me get my hair. Wait a minute. Gotta make sure you, wait a minute. How much? Wait a minute, how much? So, Ed's like, so do you like me? Are you attracted to me? She said, yeah, I'm attracted to you. You my king. You my king to Auntie. Okay. Yeah. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear that I'm your king. Yeah. So they get into an Uber, taxi, whatever they gonna get into. They get into it and they rides, okay? And Ed tells her that he's, going to a hotel. Has she ever stayed in a hotel? She said, yeah, I did. I stayed in a hotel for a New Year's Eve party. He said, oh, girls only? She said, guys too, but they was just friends. So Ed is a little jealous. Matter of fact, Ed is a lot jealous. Ed, you get ready to have the night of your life. He told her we are about to have the best day. This is already starting off as a great day. She said, and a great night. She about to ride them pockets. She about to rob Ed blind. She about to take Ed for everything. I feel so damn sorry for Ed, it ain't even funny. And the last person that I want to talk about is Lisa. Lisa. From one woman to another woman. I didn't understand. When you first attacked me on Instagram, I had no understanding as to why you did that. Most people are already told by TLC, the cast, the producers, the gripmen, and the cameramen, and everybody else about Auntie's advice. That basically should be in your contract, bitch, when you get there. So it wasn't like you didn't have a warning about who I was, okay? So is there something going on out there? What is that I'm looking at? Okay, everything okay out there? With Tracy, Azelle? Hi, everybody. Okay, so I guess everything is okay. So I was wondering, Lisa, why everybody knows about Auntie's advice and why you would attack me the way that you did on Instagram based on my review and the thumbnail that I used last week in my video. I had no understanding as to why you had gotten so upset. And Mary, my moderator, said, oh, she's new. But then I saw how they treated you when you were there, and I understood why you attacked me. Let me tell you something, sis. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Unfortunately, you played the fool quite a many times in your life. But ain't no need of you being mad with Auntie because you got out there with Usman, okay? And Usman said your stomach was fat as hell. Ain't no need, because I got a fat stomach too, okay? All God's girls that get to be a certain age get a little something. You know, we get a little something. But I understand now that it was basically out of hurt and rejection and looking like the fool that you really look like. Like you look like a whole damn fool and you acted like a little bitty child. And I'm about to tell you about yourself real quick, okay? So I don't know whether or not you're going to go back out on Instagram and attack your auntie like you did the last time. But trust me and believe me, you better make sure that you don't have any of my nieces or my nephews subscribe to your ass. Because you will be shutting down another Instagram channel. Okay, bitch? So anyway, we see dumbass Lisa get her ass, I love you, Lisa, on a plane to fly over to Lagos, Africa, to be with Usman, a.k.a. Soulja Boy. She says that she hopes that he treats her and he loves her as much as, you know, when she gets there, as much as he does when he's been talking to her on the phone and online and through Skype and Instagram DMs for the last 2 years. She says that she hopes that he is attracted to her. Now, anytime you got to say that, bitch, you know you're ugly. Anytime you got to worry about whether or not a mofo is going to like how the hell you look, that you've been talking to for 2 years, bitch, you're already pretty secure that you're an ugly, unattractive ass bitch. But anyway. So in the meantime and in between time, they show us Usman. Usman lives with his two friends, Usman and Giant. He says that, you know, basically they clean a house up like women. You know, they got a little bucket, 2 minutes, okay, to go and use the pot in. He's using a bucket basically to shower in. His friend wants to come into the bathroom, and I'm like, why the bitch got a door? He said that they live in a 1-bedroom apartment and that this is what they do because the economy is so low. But what he wants to do is come to America to be bigger than any celebrity that is there, any musician, any Soulja Boy, any Jay-Z, any Beyonce, bitch. He wants to be bigger than anybody else here in the United States. This is his goal, but his goal cannot be accomplished without marrying and coming to the United States with Lisa, the unattracted one. So, you know, basically we see him go out with his friends. He says that he's meeting with his friends who are in the music industry. And they have made a decision that, you know, they're going to talk about Lisa. So he sits at the table and tells them that Lisa is going to be there and his friends are riding on him. They're asking him why is he dating someone as old as she is, and he doesn't want to disclose her age, but then he says she's about 49, 50. The friends are disgusted. His other friend said that he wished that he would just focus on his music and not on Lisa. But he says that he loves her and he wants to be with her. And this is his story and he's sticking to it, but his friends don't believe him. They know he is a Yahoo boy. So the next day we see his friends, they all hop in the car and they're driving out to the airport to pick up Lisa. He gets one rose and he is standing there at the airport with his white linen on, thinking that he's looking royal, but he's looking like Lisa comes around the corner looking like a busted can of biscuits, bitch. With that grandma white shirt on, looking like she's a hot tail mess. Lisa comes around the corner and she sees him because she was hoping that he was going to be the person that she has been texting and talking to online for 2 years. And he happens to be the same person, and she goes over and she hugs Soulja Boy, and all is right with the world till the bitch saw her stomach and felt her stomach. The producers asked him, did you like her? Is she what you like? Are you attracted to her? He said, well, she's not usually the type of woman that I'm attracted to. You know, I wish that she didn't have it all right here. I wish that it was right here and that her waist came in like this. But you know what? Fuck it. You know, 2 men in a bucket, bitch. I'm just going to go ahead on and go with it. All right? She's here now. I've been dealing with her for the last 2 years. Had I known that the bitch was fat like this, I wouldn't have continued on in the relationship. And I'm sitting up there thinking to myself, bitch, you see her laying on that bed every night, don't you, when you're talking to her? But you know what? Money make you blind. You know, the love of money, the love of... So he says, you know, I have a surprise for you. She said, what's the surprise? He said, come on, keep walking, you'll find out. So she walks and she sees two little friends and she's giddy and acting. You know, the thing I really don't like about her is that she acts like a child. Now, I know she's never been out the country by her own admission. But you don't have to act like a little immature child. And that's what I saw in her. I saw so much immaturity and it just irritated my butt cheeks, okay? So anyway, she sees the little friends and then, you know, of course she goes to the negative and says, you know, I hope that, you know, this is not the start of him not fulfilling his promises to me. I am going to be here for 3 weeks and I want to be here with him alone. He said this is what she wants to do. She wants to be with me alone. But I want to show her my life. I want to show her my life. So she gets in the car and the friends are standing on the outside of the car, bitch. And they like, what you think? What you think? And she's like, with her little rose. And they like, she turned back around and like, he was like, do you like it? He was like, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm like, come on, man, don't ask me if I like it. I'm just going to go ahead and get this camera. On that ass, right? So he gets in the car and his friends are driving. They chauffeuring Miss Daisy, bitch. And they get in and she's in the back just kissing him. And the friend turned around and said, you know what, y'all can wait till y'all get to the hotel to get to kissing. And she just giddy and laughing. She says that she doesn't want him to have his cell phone. She wants all the attention to be on her. Girl. But she continues to say, over and over and over again, I hope he's attracted to me. I hope that he treats me the way that he said he would. You already know for sure that he won't be. So the bitch, you know, is, you know, tells the friends that, you know, they're going to leave the luggage right there because she wants to be with him. And she goes up to the bedroom with him and she opens up the door and he has a teddy bear and them cheap roses that they sell on the side of the road. And she's, you know, happy about it. You know, she got her little scuffed up sandals on and she's just looking like a big... And she's so unattractive. And so, you know, he is playing this thing off. He's really not attractive. So they ask him, you know, are you going to do the nasty with her? Like, y'all going to get busy or what? You know, you excited about, you know, making love to her? You know, what you going to do, Soldier Boy? You excited? Soldier Boy said, I mean, you know... They said, you excited, Soldier Boy? Soldier Boy eyes went off into the distance, bitch, like this. Well, I mean, she's not the kind of woman that I'm usually attracted to. But I figure she got female parts. I got male parts. And we gonna make it do what it do. You know what I mean? You know, it's gonna be good. What the... What? What? So all you see is a walking vagina with money hanging out of it. Totally unattracted to Lisa. And she know it. She knows she wasn't in the gym weeks before she went. She did nothing extra to fix herself up. Now, if a person is attracted to you for who you are and all that, you shouldn't have to do that. But you know, as women, we try to make ourselves attracted to the opposite sex, especially to someone who we are interested in. We try to fix ourselves up or do something to beautify ourselves, even if it means just going to get a new tube of lipstick. This bitch didn't do anything. She didn't comb that jury curl. She didn't put on any clothes that looked like she did absolutely nothing to fix her appearance. And you wonder why a bitch don't like you. But you know what? You knew that he was out of your league. Lisa, since you want to attack Auntie on Instagram, you knew he was out of your leagues. Poor or not. And that's why you want to regulate his music. You want to regulate his fans. And you want to regulate his Instagram. You want to regulate everything about him because you know what, Lisa? He's out of your league. He's a little young boy. He's a Yahoo boy. He's not interested in you and you know it. Because now you're out there on the Instagram talking about how bad he was stinking. When you was kissing him and rubbing him and laying on the bed. She said, you think I came here all this way, 7,000 miles to come and be with you and I'm just going to sleep all night? I'm sure he didn't even enjoy it. And you didn't enjoy him either. Because now you out there on Instagram dragging him. But how about you drag yourself? How about you tell the story about your own self, Lisa? We will be doing that in our members only chat tonight. Yes, we will be looking at the clips and everything else as it relates to this particular couple. Yeah, we will, Lisa. And then we'll make it public for the whole damn world to see. But this man is out for her money, and she knows it. And here's the thing, when you present that kind of stuff to somebody, when you lead with your money, people going to follow you for your money. You was about a dumbass. And here it is, you left a 15-year-old daughter behind for a piece of Soldier Boy. And all Soldier Boy did was talk bad about you. Talk about how fat you was. And how the only reason he was going to be with you was because you had women parts. Don't you feel ashamed of yourself? But anyway, that is the conclusion of my review of 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 4, Episode 3, Risky Business. Thank you all so much to all the people who are out here looking at this review. I appreciate you all waiting and having patience with your auntie. You all be safe out there. Make sure you wash your mofo hands along with your ass, okay? Keep it cute. Get your sanitizer and all of that kind of stuff. Do whatever you have to do to remain here in the land of the living. Auntie loves you all to pieces. And have a great night. Bye, y'all. Mwah.